So today we're going to dive into a 5-stage blueprint for actually achieving financial freedom. It's based on Mark Tilbury's guide to breaking out of the box, and it's all about tearing down those invisible walls that are kind of designed to keep you financially, well, average. Let's get into it. So let's just start with a really important question. Have you ever felt like that traditional path, go to school, get a job, work for 40 years, then retire, feels less like a path to success and more like a hamster wheel? Like it's all set up to keep you busy, but not necessarily to make you wealthy. And look, the source material we're drawing from is super direct about this. It basically argues that the system isn't just there by accident. It's actively pushing you towards a normal life. And that normal has a very specific script, right? Average pay, maybe one vacation a year, and this subtle message that wanting anything more than that is, well, maybe a little greedy. And, when you just accept that normal life, you fall into the very first trap, drifting. Just think of it like life's autopilot mode. You're not actually steering your own ship. You're just a passenger, kind of hoping the currents take you somewhere good. So stage 1 is all about that moment of realization. It's about seeing that you're drifting and then making that conscious decision to run up to the bridge, grab the wheel, and start steering for yourself. This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? A drifter hopes for a lucky break. Someone in control goes out and makes their own luck. One is a passenger, the other is the pilot. And it really all comes down to one question. Are you building your own dream, or are you just a really good employee building someone else's? And here it is. This is the escape plan we're going to walk through. It's a 5-stage roadmap that takes us from just floating along to moving with some serious purpose. Okay, stage 2. Once you've stopped drifting, you need something to push you forward. You need a powerful new engine. And according to this framework, that engine is obsession. Now, I know that word obsession, it can sound a little intense, but the idea here is that one single decision can completely change your financial future. It's the choice to take wealth creation from a casual hobby to your main focus, the thing that guides all your other decisions. This quote right here just nails why that focus is so critical. Thinking you can get rich while also trying to learn guitar, run marathons, and become a gourmet chef, it's like trying to train for the Olympics in your spare time. The point is, if you want extraordinary results, you need extraordinary focus. So you've stopped drifting, you've found your obsession. What's next? Well, now you need a map. And that brings us to stage 3, finding a proven pathway. This is where your ambition starts to get tactical. And here's the secret. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The source suggests that what's standing between you and high income is usually just one valuable skill. So the fastest way forward isn't to innovate, it's to imitate. Find someone who's already successful and copy their blueprint. And here are some real-world examples of what those pathways can look like. We're talking about tangible, high-income skills like video editing, creating short-form content, or getting really good at negotiating deals. These are things people are making serious money with right now. The goal isn't to invent something new, but to pick one and master it. All right, moving on to stage 4, and this is where the rubber really meets the road. You've stopped drifting, you're obsessed, you've picked your path. Now comes the hardest part, the acceleration chapter. Okay, this right here is maybe the most important mindset shift of all. You have to give yourself permission to be a beginner. So many people are paralyzed because they're afraid of not being perfect from day one. But the truth is, the only way to get great at something is by going through a period of being kind of bad at it. You just have to start messy and get the reps in. Now, if you want to accelerate, you need fuel. And that fuel is feedback. But as the slide shows, not all feedback is the same. Your friends and family, they mean well, but they give you comfort. They tell you what you want to hear. A constructive critic, someone who's actually an expert in your field, they give you clarity. They tell you what you need to hear. And yeah, this acceleration phase can be really tough, which leads to what the source calls the lonely chapter. It's that weird in-between time where your goals are way bigger than your old friend groups, but you haven't quite reached the level of the people you look up to yet. And this isn't just some abstract idea. The source actually shares a story about his own son, who got so obsessed with mastering videography that he kind of fell off the map. He lost touch with a lot of his old friends for a couple of years and just put his head down and worked. Honestly, this is the period where most people give up. But for those who make it through that lonely chapter, stage 5 is waiting. This is where all that hard work finally pays off in a high income. But that income brings a massive choice, a real fork in the road. Are you going to be rich? Or are you going to become truly wealthy? This slide breaks down the difference perfectly. Being rich is about a lifestyle, high income, but also high spending. It's about buying liabilities, flashy things to impress people. But being wealthy, that's a strategy. It's high income paired with high reinvestment. It's about buying assets that work for you so you can build real, lasting freedom. So when it's time to start reinvesting that money, where does the first dollar go? Before you even think about stocks or real estate, the source makes a really powerful point. The absolute best investment you can ever make is in yourself, because that's the bottom line of this entire process. You are the primary asset. Your skills, your knowledge, your mindset, that's the engine that creates all the wealth in the first place. And it's the only investment that will grow with you for your entire life. So, I'll just leave you with this final and probably most important question. Now that you have the blueprint, what's the very first step you're going to take to reinvest in your most valuable asset? You. Thanks so much for tuning in.